Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Alex Cook. So I'm going to make a new video where I'm going to talk about cryptocurrencies and recent things that we've seen happen in the market. And then I'm going to talk about a crypto that I personally have assets invested in and one that I see good prospects for, potentially. Now, crypto is still a space that is very high risk by definition. So this is not for your retirement money. If you don't have an emergency fund, like this is not for you. You have to determine your own suitability. Like I make no claim to suitability for yourself in this. I'm saying from a general perspective why I am bullish on crypto. You have to decide for yourself if it's within your own risk tolerance. So what we've seen in crypto is over the course of really just a couple months, Bitcoin has gone from the gutters about $4,000 range over to over 8,000, and we're starting to reach levels that we hadn't really seen in some other cryptos like Ethereum since the crash after the 2017 bubble exploded. So the market's going up. And when this happens, you also have all the crap rising with it. So you kind of got to be careful when you invest. You also want to look at, are we in a bull trap? Like, is this a head fake? Now, I have seen a lot of things change institutionally. There are a lot more institutions in place for crypto. Like ICE is rolling out a platform for crypto trading. So there is a lot more infrastructure than what it used to be. One crypto that I am particularly excited in is something called Chainlink. So what Chainlink does is it helps provide smart contracts. And I'll explain what those are. It helps provide smart contracts with reliable data. So what a smart contract is it is a self-executing legal agreement. All right, so that may seem kind of esoteric, but to make a really simple example, Golden State is playing Portland right now. So if we had a smart contract for sports betting, if Golden State beats Portland, if that's how we want to program our smart contract, and if they win, then the smart contract will pay out if you're betting on Golden State, or vice versa if you're betting on Portland. So what you need is reliable data to make this happen. You need a reliable source saying, hey, this is the NBA team that won, because maybe someone pushed the wrong button, maybe it was an accident, or maybe it was something more nefarious. We saw a couple years ago you had some traders that were trying to rig LIBOR because there were derivatives that paid out based on LIBOR, so they're trying to rig that rate to their advantage. Why I mention that is one big case that I see for smart contracts is in the derivatives market. Complex derivatives like swaps. This could be something that blockchain has a lot of potential for because, energy companies, banks, major financial institutions, agriculture companies, anyone who trades some type of derivatives, particularly swaps, they have a big back office component that they spend a lot of money just running their derivative section, like not even for the purpose of researching good trades, not even necessarily for the purpose of running their business functions that they're using derivatives to hedge, but just to handle all the paperwork for these derivatives. All right, so if you're not as familiar with this space, like this is not going to be something that consumers will need to care about. Like this is not a consumer product. Like this is a business to business enterprise product. This is B2B. All right, this is something that only major financial institutions will really need to worry about, but it is a big market for them. This is a very big market for financial institutions. So that's why I'm excited about smart contracts and also why I'm excited about Chainlink. So what Chainlink does is it creates a marketplace where people have financial incentives to provide good data. And then the network has a consensus system. So let's say Golden State and Portland are playing. If a million people say that Golden State won, and then just one random person said that Portland won, if that was the case, if that's the outcome of this game, the consensus would be that Golden State wins, and that's how the smart contract would pay out. So it's a consensus system based on this marketplace. Now, why do you need this? So you need this to make sure that smart contracts, especially when it comes to like financial instruments, are going to get reliable data, and it's not bad players or even just someone just fat fingering a data. Maybe they put in an extra zero or something like that causes smart contracts to pay out when they're not supposed to. Because these things, like they don't have common sense. Like the computer just does what it's told. So that's why I need this reliable data. So Chainlink, it's gone up from the range of about 20 to 30 cents to over $1 as of the time of me shooting this video. So it has seen a really impressive run over the past couple of weeks. And why that's been the case is they announced that their mainnet is going to be released on May 30th. So what that means is that they've been running this marketplace for data. They call them oracles. They've been running these oracles in a test environment, and now they're launching it for real so that companies or data providers in the form of whoever that may be, they can now use the system, get those rewards for providing data, and companies can start using this data for their own ends. They can start using this for real, so we can now see if it's going to be adopted or not. I personally am bullish that it's going to get adopted. So that is why I personally have money invested in Chainlink and why I'm enthusiastic for it. One thing that I want to mention, something to compare Chainlink to, is Ripple, XRP. And I got to be honest, I am not a big Ripple fan. I'm just not excited about it because even though it has a $15 billion market cap, and even though it's been around for a number of years now, like, it's not fair to say that Ripple is a startup. Like, it's been around for a good amount of time now. I have not seen large-scale adoption by financial institutions when they said that this is going to be their target market. Like, I just haven't seen this kind of adoption that they've been talking about. And I think part of that maybe is I just don't see the value add. Like, when you take like a major enterprise transaction, like when Boeing sells 747 jets to an airline, a lot of these transactions are settled on what's called a net 30 basis. What that means is you have up to 30 days to pay and you're still considered good. So if Ripple's value add is they can make wire transfers really, really fast, that they can make it happen in just a couple of seconds instead of, however long it might take now. Well, if you're settling on a net 30 basis anyway, where you have like multiple days, if not a month, to settle your transaction, I don't necessarily see that as a value add. Yet they were still able to get a $15 billion market cap for their crypto. Chainlink, the time of making this, only has about a $350 million market cap, so much smaller than Ripple, but I think the use case could be a lot more compelling. So, wrap up this video. We've seen a really big bull run in crypto, and when this happens, you got to be careful because all the junk is going to rise with it. But that all being said, I see Chainlink as one of the standouts that could have a lot of potential for it. So that's why I'm personally invested in it. I think we're going to see a lot about smart contracts in the near future. And I think that the space should be watched because there's a lot of potential on what smart contracts could do. So if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more. I'm going to be coming out with more content and like hearing your comments. So, if you disagree, if you think that Ripple really is a good idea, leave a comment because, I'm not trying to lose money here. So if I'm missing out on a good opportunity, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. I'm personally not a fan, but curious what you guys have to say. And I'm curious what your thoughts also are on Chainlink or Bitcoin. So leave a comment below and hit subscribe. And thanks for watching.